Four comedians are also real good friends, working on jokes, the fun never ends. They're asking each other, is this anything?
So what kind of intro do you think that we want to go for?
Just kind of, well, why don't we explain to the viewers and or listeners what we're about to do?
Right. Okay, so that makes sense. So I might open up and say, hi, everyone. My name's Rob Ryan. This is Anthony Kapfer. And we, as comics, have to work on jokes all the time. And sometimes we call up our friends and we text our buddies to see what jokes work or not. We decided, why don't we have some fun, let you in on the process? So we got some of our some of our best friends, Brett Druck and Jarret Berenstein, to join us for a hour-long joke session. I hope you enjoy.
That was perfect. I don't have anything to add.
Oh, you wanted the back and forth?
No, it didn't have to be. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be. No, that summed it up perfectly. And this will be a fly on the wall sort of experience. Watching us work on some new ideas together, riffing, and trying to elaborate on funny ideas that we have for jokes.
I like that. These are real jokes. These are real ideas that we've come up with, but they haven't quite hit the mark yet. We figure that by telling it to our comedian friends, maybe we can finally cross that threshold into funny.
Me and Rob did an intro for episode 1, so why don't you guys do the next secondary intro for episode 1?
Hey guys, I just want to mention for this episode that there's one point where we kind of talk about the first episode, which actually we'd been doing this not recorded. So the last session was just not recorded, and so we may do a few callbacks to those, especially with Jarret having a lot of jokes about being a lazy boyfriend. So if that's confusing, you don't feel like you missed an episode. We just didn't record it.
And don't worry, because that trend continues.
Yeah, don't worry. There's plenty more to come.
Of it. Yep.
Our apologies to Kirsten.
And also, there's one point towards the end of the episode where you may hear us, if you're just listening to the podcast, you may hear us all laugh. Rob does an incredible sight gag that really, really gets us. So if you're confused while you're listening to the podcast, you'll just have to go watch the episode on YouTube.
Yeah, check out the YouTube. It's great.
Yes.
Check it out. And if you're watching the YouTube right now, just ignore this message.
Congratulations, you did it.
You're in for a treat.
So the order that I have is Rob, Jarret, Brett, Anthony.
Oh, no, just kidding.
Okay, cool. Well, I can just start off. I also thought, all right, let's start the time, and then we'll be good to go. And I will say my thought, but I'll use my 15 minutes to say my funny thought.
Okay.
I won't try and squeeze it in beforehand. Okay, here's my 15 minutes. And so the very first thing that I thought would be funny, since we knew that we were recording this, I was like really hoping that all three of you are going to show up in like a fucking button up and just like have a microphone in your like we were just ready to go. We were all doing like material we've done for 10 years. We're just trying to kill. Like, come on, guys.
This Comedy Central presents behind me.
Here's something I've been working on for.
This is your TV spot.
Something I wrote yesterday. So
we're all trying to just outdo each other. That's it. That's nothing else. No joy. No friendship. All out the window. I was like really kind of chuckling to myself, hoping that would happen. So let's see what else I've got. I'm not a quick technology adopter. I'm not an early adopter of technology personally. And I was kind of wondering, when the wheel was invented, do you ever think that there were any holdouts? That was my thought. That's all I got. I came up with this at one point. I think it was during a show that Anthony and I were on. And I was just wondering, like, someone's got the wheel and someone's got like a square peg. They're like, I don't know. I'm going to wait and see to see if people really dig this before I go do anything.
What if like 12-year-old
or 12 to 15-year-old girls, like were the first wheel influencers. It's dumb. It's so dumb. And then 5 years later, everybody's using the wheel.
Yeah, it's just girls in bikinis using a wheel. What is it? Why are we doing this? Well, it just gets you places faster, and you can like make a bunch of rocks places. Like, all right, whatever.
My first thought was kind of connected to Brett's joke about his dad and technology, like, how difficult it is for old people to adopt the new stuff. I think that you can do some analogous stuff there.
Yeah, like middle-aged people and older are just sitting there with their misshapen rocks, and there's like, when I was a kid, we dragged things,
or like the wheel like goes like this, and they have it like flat like that, and they're like sitting on it, and they're like, I'm not going on anywhere. I don't understand how this thing works.
Oh, they don't know how to use it. They have no idea how to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like the idea that it's like because that actually is conceivable, is that they would be like, well, you're not as strong because you could just glide everywhere. You're weaker now.
Oh, so like
when we had to drag things, we were strong.
Right. So similar idea of like, well, if you can just look up any information you want, we're losing our brain power. Where are we going to go?
Smartphones are making us dumb.
Yeah, smartphones are making us dumb, so wheels are making us slow and weak. That's cool. I like that a lot. The influencer thing is fucking hilarious.
That's really funny.
That is good.
I just love the idea of the girls doing that. I don't know. TikTok, hilarious. You're doing well on TikTok, Jarret. Good for you.
I'm doing well on TikTok.
Yeah, that's really nice. My favorite TikToker just developed breasts, so I'm having a good week. So
he gained that much weight. That's
oh god! All right, glad we're recording this. We're moving a mile a minute.
Yeah, singing and zanging.
Singing and sagging. Oh boy, I didn't order myself as well as I wanted to. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna throw this idea out there because I had this thought a bit, and I've never really fleshed it out. Where, okay, so I think that being dumb is still something that we openly and actively are prejudicial against, and we're totally fine with keeping people from going to universities, keep people from getting certain jobs, if they are, in our opinion, stupid or dumb. I don't think maybe that's the right word even, but if you can't do tests, if you can't do math, we can very just across the board be prejudiced against you and nobody gives a shit. Like, that's totally fine. So that's my overarching thought. No joke there yet, really. But a couple of different offshoots of this was, one, I think it's interesting that when you don't do math well, they just fail you. They're just like, you fail. You're bad. You stop. When you're in gym class, though, as long as you participate and you try, they give you 100 and you just move on. They're like, well, yeah, he got he put the hula hoop thing on, he tried, whatever. He's like, yeah, he's 200 pounds. Who cares? But if you can't just show up in math, try, and then you're like, he's trying, he's doing the thing. He showed up, he's participating. Like, we'll pass him. They're just like, no, if you can't do it, you fail. So there was something to that I'm thinking in gym class. Should we just be like, if you don't run the mile in 8 minutes, you fail? I don't know. You have to repeat gym, or you have to go to summer gym, or there's something along those lines. We don't do, but we're totally happy failing people. All right, that was one offshoot. Another offshoot of this was the idea that I thought literacy tests were a weird Jim Crow law because basically we were masking the racism towards black people, the prejudice towards black people, by blatantly showing the prejudice towards illiterate people. That was the one thought that I had that I thought was weird. It's like, oh, if you can't pass a literacy test, then you don't get to vote. And it's like, that's unfair. It's kind of, sort of targeting black people, aren't you? Or, former slaves. And you're like, yeah, but it's very, very directly targeting people who just never learned to read or write. Again, maybe not funny, but those are some of the angles that I've had so far. Are any of those thoughts worth exploring for you guys?
I just had an idea for, there's a poll worker in the racist South explaining to somebody that they have to take a literacy test before they can vote, and then an illiterate white person overhears it and just like walks away. Where it's like, God damn it, and the racist is kind of like, no, you stay.
No, that's totally fine.
The thing that it makes me think of is that it's interesting that like hillbillies in the South aren't smarter. Based on these laws.
Oh, you would think that with all the literacy tests in the South, that you may have cultivated a slightly wiser society.
Some incentive for them to learn how to read.
All these dumbass fucking white people. How did this happen? You guys had literacy tests.
You made this rule. You
what
came
if
up with this.
What if they're? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if slavery produced these like strong black men, then literacy tests should have at least maybe produced some smart white men. It was the further thought of that. Sorry.
I would back to what Jarret was saying. I was thinking it would be funny if there was somebody who they started to fight for civil rights just because they were illiterate. Like they were like, oh yeah, black people should get to vote. They're targeting black people, but it's just they can't read. And they become like a civil rights activist.
I hate these literacy tests.
I hate these literally tests.
Really, you care about black people voting? You'd be like, yeah, I do. And he's like, well, how come your sign's misspelled then?
When people were protesting literacy tests, what did those picket signs look like?
Are you here to protest the targeting of black people? Yes. What does my sign say?
We're here. We're here. We can't read. Please tell me what my sign says.
That's good.
Boy, that's going to be hard to not sound racist for the latter half of that.
Yeah, I was just thinking these poor white guys were doing a really great focus group on this racism joke.
Well, but you're talking about a time right after slavery. So up until that point, it was illegal for slaves to even know how to read. So immediately following this, it makes sense that
right. It was not out of the lack of trying or ability. It was literally illegal for them to do so. But then I'm including, and I think you guys were including as well, white allies and advocates, or some of them, at least in the picket line, right? So I'm imagining hopefully a mixed cohort.
It is interesting though that since then, the people who were not allowed to read at that time have learned and become, they've adapted to it, and the hillbillies still pretty much the same.
Yeah, there's
not much progress there.
That's really funny.
I'm sorry to distract from this joke, but the legs in the air behind you, Anthony, are hilarious.
Yeah, because she wants me to do that.
I know we're recording. Do we want to tell Anthony that his dog died?
No, she just knows that I'll scratch it.
Also, side note, I was watching a random porn one time, and a dog. It was a amateur, and a dog did just come up on the bed, and like it's 3 minutes straight of the dog just like. In the forefront, and they still were like, "Yep, we're uploading that one."
Man, that must have made you come really fast, Rob.
I can't say anything else now. I'm just like, where's accidental dog porn? There's only one video.
There was something you touched on, Rob, about math and gym class earlier that I had some thoughts on. I would say it's actually, with math, it's not pass or fail because you do get A's and B's and C's and D's, but it should be because math is binary. It is pass or fail. It's like you either solve the equation correctly or you didn't. There's not really room for there. Whereas gym class, it's kind of like, well, did he do a push-up? So I can see why it makes sense for there to be A's and B's and C's and D's.
I wasn't necessarily suggesting that there shouldn't be a grading system at all, but we are more than happy to make a designation to say you tried your hardest, you came to extra help, you did everything you could, you got a private tutor, and you came up short, you fail. Versus in gym, if you showed any effort whatsoever, you pass. But I don't really care about grading necessarily. I just find that interesting. And I don't know I'm not suggesting that we should be more militant with our kids in gym class per se. I don't even know if you should be more lenient with kids in math. I actually am leaning towards that. Honestly, it's just like, so what? They're not going to do math. Let them do anything else in the world. There's millions of things you can do. Same deal with the literacy tests. I'm like, I don't care if you can't read. Doesn't mean you can't think. Doesn't mean you can't vote. It doesn't mean you don't have a voice in this world just because you can't, decode little scribbly letters and make words of them. So it's like, why are we putting so much value on this thing when we put almost no value, no money towards this other thing? It sounds a little politically diatribe-y right now. So
I would argue against that, is that math is it is
a currency.
It is. I mean, it's very important for you to be good at math. Like if we started just allowing more architects that were okay at math, then buildings would be falling apart. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, so I will try to figure out the architecture, so to speak, of this joke and see what my point really is before I maybe come back to you guys with it. So last thing I wanted to get to then is... okay, so people used to come up to me as a comic, and I didn't know anything about comics or comedy, and they'd be like, "Hey, you're a comedian. Why don't you tell me a joke? Huh? Make me laugh." Hey, a bunch of your friends, you must have a riot with your friends, always laughing, joking all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Okay, whatever. And then over the past 10 years, with the advent of TV shows and movies and documentaries about comics and comedians and comedy in general, it's like everybody knows our shit. And everybody knows that there's just it's a mixed bag, and sometimes it comes from pain, and it's not always just laughs all the time, sad clown type of thing. But now people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, you're a comic? What, are you depressed or something? What, do you want to kill yourself, huh?" And I'm just like, "Dude, what happened? Tell me a joke. Can we come back?" And that's been my more recent experience. That's all really happened.
Trying to make up for the fact that your dad didn't love you?
I'm like, "Do you want to buy a CD? What's going on?" So they're getting into my shit more, and I'm just like, just ask me to tell you a joke. I miss those days.
I think if you say it exactly how you just said it, but then in response you say, "Can I tell you a joke?" Then it's like a nice reference to the beginning of the statement.
So instead of me saying whatever happened to, would you tell me a joke, I just respond, "Can I tell you a joke?" And instead I skip his questioning me. I just answer in response.
Yeah, you're like, "I wish," and that tells us that's what you want to go back to.
Yeah. As opposed to adding one extra line in there. Okay, cool.
I wanted to
any other angles?
No other angle, but just another variation of the same joke. The oh, you're a comedian, huh? Do you want a hug?
Do you want a hug? Huh?
Chris,
tell me a sob story. Tell me your pain. Instead of tell me a joke, or I could just do other plays off of the common things that you might hear. Tell me a joke. I bet all your friends are miserable, huh? Right? Probably all just cry together. Is that what it is?
Have any friends?
Anyway, well, that's pretty funny.
Can't make a relationship work, huh? Is that right?
Yeah? Sorry about your dick. Oh, all right. What? Why are you doing this to me?
At some point, are you going to incorporate? Because the other thing that people always say is people feel like they can come up to you and insult you any way they want, and then if you take it weird, they're like, "What? You're supposed to be a comedian? Don't you have a sense of humor?"
Yeah.
So I don't know is that going to come in?
If I can flip that as well, I don't know yet, but I will. I have to stop myself now because I'm over time. But I will. Maybe I will try to think of more of these tropes that people used to come up to me and say more often, or still do, and then switch it to something that has a darker tinge or something like that. Cool. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It would be kind of funny if your response was always dark, no matter what they were saying.
Mine to them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you guys. Jarret, who's next on the list?
I think that's me.
Oh, great.
Oh, what a surprise.
All right. So, so I have this idea, and I'm worried that it's been done already. So, if you guys have heard anything that's like this, let me know.
Men and women.
So growing up, I was not a very masculine guy. I played sports, but I really wasn't good at it. I got a lot of participation trophies, and some people like to complain about our generation and the participation trophies and everything. But here's the thing. If you're worried that participation trophies gave us a false sense of accomplishment, don't worry, they did not. We were kids. We were not idiots. We knew that MVP was better than most improved or best attitude or always on time. You think that getting the always on time award was better or less humiliating than just getting nothing at all? I would have so happily gotten no trophy instead of having to walk past all my friends and their parents and their anemic applause while I collected my neatest uniform award. Please, God, give me nothing instead next time.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is that the whole thought?
Yeah, that's the whole thought. Too well trodden of territory. What do you guys think?
No, I haven't heard anything like that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah, other than the phrase participation trophy, no, I don't think so. I don't really know how the world is now. I don't know if like certain small communities and baseball leagues are doing away with winners in general, because I have heard little whispers of that. So I don't know if that undercuts what it is that you're actually doing.
You're saying that now in Little League that nobody even wins the games? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, something along those lines. I'm not saying everywhere, but I've heard little pockets of stories here and there about that, and I don't really know. So I think it might take a little bit of research to find out, because I'm not sure if we're comparing the right thing or not. Because if we do, because you're right, the idea of like, I know my trophy's smaller than his fucking trophy. I'm not stupid. Mine's tiny, his is huge. I'd rather have nothing. I totally get that. But if the outcry is that they're kind of doing away with winners in general and everyone gets the trophy, then fine. But I think I would just need to know for a fact what it is that you're talking about, and that's the reality. But I love the concept.
I think, I mean, for me, I don't know what the current thing is either. And then I think most people still know the concept of participation trophies. So that's enough. Like, I think most people probably think that it's still participation trophies. I'm sure there's more coming currently that's a little bit different, but I still think the collective consciousness is kids these days get participation trophies. So I think that's enough. I also was thinking, what if you were like, you think I didn't get the award for most awareness without knowing that I suck? That's soccer.
The award for the player who knew that they sucked the most? Is that what you're saying? That's the joke that you were making, right, Brett?
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I was interpreting it correctly.
Yeah. I think most awareness is a really funny award to give out for anything that's athletic.
Most awareness of his own shortcomings.
Yeah, that's great.
I love as many examples as you can come up with for what a trophy would be for an entire baseball team, 1 through 9, of like who gets what, and the kind of ranking them. Like that concept to me is so funny. Where 9th is most aware of his ability or lack thereof.
Prince.
So it becomes like sort of those ridiculous things in yearbooks that you vote, like
the superlatives.
Likely,
Most named Michael. Goes to Michael.
There's another Michael like,
yes, never mind.
Michael number 2, you were MVP. You should not be mad about it. I wanted best Michael.
I
think that kid's on roids already. I would explain how the MVP trophy. Sorry, Anthony, what were you going to say?
This is a slightly different, but somewhat related. When I was in 3rd grade, I was on a basketball team in my school, and they let everybody pick their number all the kids got to pick their number, but this was like the height of Michael Jordan. So everyone on the team was number 23.
That's funny.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that is.
I'd be 23 times 3.
Oh wow, Rob, you're so cool.
But
I did write a pilot.
Rob had to go off screen
I
and get his dick sucked after saying that. What were you saying, Rob, about the pilot?
It was about a restaurant softball league, and one of the jokes that I threw in there is that 2 of the guys both had 69, and then the coach wanted another player, and he's like, "Hope you didn't want 69." It was taken, and the other guy's like, "Twice," and they're both we both got it.
And then
Sorry, it's my own joke, but I liked it.
No, it's great. It's great.
that is a great joke.
Okay.
I'll give you an extra minute.
But in your joke, in your joke, does everybody on the team get a part, or do both? Does everybody get a participation trophy instead of?
No, in my joke, there's like clearly kids who are good who get like MVP and most home runs and most strikeouts if you're the pitcher. Mm-hmm. And then there's like the rest of the team that all get their, most improved. Most improved isn't great, but it's still better.
Right.
I think they take no skill at all, like cleanest uniform and always on time.
Best attitude.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, maybe I can make that more clear, like really establish that some of the kids were good.
That's funny. You think the poor kid wasn't upset about losing cleanest uniform? He's like, I never had the cleanest.
Okay. This is something I wrote a long time ago, so I'm actually reading through it for the first time in a while right now. One of the things that I don't like about being in a relationship is being judged on how romantic other people are. Like if any of my friends do something really sweet to their girlfriends, I can see the disappointment in my girlfriend's face. It's gotten to the point where I'll get mad at my friends for doing nice things for their girlfriends. The other day, a friend of mine posted a pic of him and his girlfriend, just a couple of cute pics of them standing in a field together, and my honest, sincere reaction to this very nice picture was, what the fuck is this shit? Why are you doing this to me, buddy? Come on.
You start Googling fields. Oh man, where are they?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I like the idea.
I love that concept.
I like the idea of being romantic to your significant other as like a weapon to fuck with your friends.
Mm.
Like I don't know, like even that is competitive. Or it's more funny just to feel like put upon by every other guy doing something nice for their significant other.
Yeah.
Is it that it's competitive within just the friends, or is it that you're afraid that your girlfriend will see what your friend is doing for his girlfriend?
Well, the truth of the bit is the latter.
Right.
But I was just sort of like thinking out loud, what would be funnier if it was a competition, or if I just saw every romantic thing that my friends did as like an indictment on me being lazy or not thoughtful or something.
I will say that I'm in gallery view, and as soon as you said the premise of feeling like judged because of somebody else doing something sweet, we all went like this. That right there is like enough for it to be that is just like very, very relatable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate hashtag relationship goals. I think that hashtag is such I'm like, you're in a relationship. Like just do, like you watching somebody else, going kite surfing with their girlfriend. It's just, who cares? How does that have any, bearing on what you're doing? So I thought of maybe going along those lines, because I like the honesty of it, because that's real. And I agree with Brett. So maybe along those lines, you're thinking of putting adult controls on your girlfriend's computer, but instead of blocking out porn, you're just blocking out sweet things that people do for each other.
Any romance or anything?
Yeah, he's like, oh God, he's got to figure out
engagement photos. No, I don't know. No.
Not sure where those are at. Yeah, somehow you're trying to come up with an algorithm that blocks cute canoodling pictures of people on a picnic.
How come you didn't like our tandem hang gliding pictures? I don't know why I missed that. I was like, I guess Facebook changed the algorithm or something.
I was also thinking maybe you form a union with all of your friends if they're also experiencing this problem.
That's good. Yeah.
Maybe Rick is out of the union because he took his girlfriend paddle boating.
That's really funny.
Yeah, if there's some kind of
being fined,
He's excommunicated.
I really like the idea of the union too, because then you could go into like negotiations with your boys about like what level of nice thing you can do. You know, and so like you have to run your proposal by your friends.
You guys are you're an
You know?
you're an oligopoly of sweetness. Like you're De Beers, with other diamond companies.
Wow.
Trying to explain how you're supposed to distribute diamonds.
Rob, with that one word, you just like shot this joke into like a Harvard, like I gotta.
Brow.
This went from relatable to unrelatable.
All the guys in the audience are like, "Yeah, what?"
Shut up, nerd.
That's why the corporatist Democrats out there.
Gary is gonna propose. He wants to take Sharon.
Do you want the spelling of oligopoly? I got it for you.
Oh yeah,
No.
I think
I want a dumber word, Rob.
I think the cardinal sin would be a flash mob proposal.
Yes, that's really good.
That's funny.
Gary's going to propose. He wants to do a flash mob. All in favor? Nay. All right, baby, but we had to negotiate down to a hot air balloon.
That's funny. Yeah, you a council of boyfriends.
That's really funny.
And you have to propose to. Yeah, that's funny.
Are they still allowed to be part of the union if they're single?
No, I think the entire point is that you're in the relationship. Like the single guys are almost like ammunition in the other direction because they're an example of how shitty guys are to your girlfriends.
So what happens to those
your
guys?
Single friends, and that makes them appreciate you more. I'm just thinking this out right now, right? Like, isn't that Isn't that the way it works?
Yes, 100% I agree with you there. Pardon me as I thought of a separate thing where the girls are always looking at other relationships and wondering why we don't do that. And I think the guys are always looking at single people and wondering why we don't do that. Like, hey, my single friends just went to fucking Cambodia and fucked a bunch of hookers. Why are we not doing that?
Then maybe the girlfriends start a union with your single friends.
Yeah, exactly. To be like, dude, stop posting pictures of you going to Cambodia fucking hot prostitutes. My boyfriend's going crazy.
Hey, do you mind if I post pictures of me doing Molly with the Victoria's Secret models? They're just like, I'm sorry. No,
sorry.
I want Steve to propose, and that is not going to help.
Does this joke is it connected to the other lazy relationship joke from last time?
It's not, but it can be. It can easily.
I am a wealth of lazy relationship ideas.
I love you referencing our other writer sessions. Just like, Jarret, does this work with the 10 other jokes about you being a shitty boyfriend?
What about all that misshapen penis material you had?
Is really bad at sex, never goes down on her. Just going through your set list.
I just think it fit kind of nicely because it's another example of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like your misshapen penis fits kind of nice.
It's a medium. So
opposite.
Like a duck.
Opposite. My misshapen penis doesn't.
Oh, right.
This. Unlike your penis.
Yeah, I fucked it up. Much like the doctor did when he circumcised you.
Hey-o. This guy is just nailing threes.
Someone knows that red light's on.
And that's it for my time. Thanks so much, guys.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Help. Next, we got Brett.
That was really funny, man.
Yeah. That was
Just real quick, if you have any funny lines here. I started playing an online cooperative multiplayer game, and it's competitive. It's called Apex Legends, and it's very weird for me because when you first join a game like that, you have to learn. It's not very intuitive, and so it puts me in a situation of a 12-year-old is like taking me under his wing. And that is like a very peculiar situation to be in, where he's like, I'm like, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, just stick with me, you'll be all right. Like, it's a very, very weird, confusing situation.
Welcome to the ship, motherfucker.
Perfect.
That's great. Now hand me my bubbles.
That was perfect. Okay, cool. I will end my turn on that.
Welcome to the shit, motherfucker. All right, great stuff, man. That's super funny.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Great night, everybody.
And in his favorite slot, last, Anthony.
Anthony.
all right. Doing okay. I was just starting it too. Okay, let's see what I have here. I have this. Okay, I don't know if this is anything. I know a couple of Siamese twins, but I'm starting to think they might be the same person because I've never seen them in the same room together.
I'm starting to think that they're not the same person you said? Wait, they are the same person. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to know, like, how are they selling you that they're Siamese twins? Do they, like, talk about it a lot?
I don't. Yeah,
Like, always dropping it in conversation?
That'd be really funny.
I wish my Siamese twin was here right now.
My friend keeps on saying he's Siamese twins, but I don't know, man. He's got one head and two arms, two legs. I don't know. I'm just not seeing it. Like, he keeps on insisting.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
I
Okay.
don't buy it. I know a couple of Siamese twins. I'm starting to think that they're the same person because I never see them in the same room together.
I do always see them in, like, door frames.
Yes, yeah. What physical impediment it causes you to never see them?
Oh, like they're hanging out the window. They're like, oh, yeah, John's back there.
One arm inside. Like, how shallowly are you guys connected? Is it just a fingertip, or
Or is it like the passenger side window? You know,
Yeah.
so it's like you only just see them from their left or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that concept was. I didn't think it through, but that's all I know.
I like it, but it's so funny because every time you mention a concept, you don't have a concept. You have like a one-line thing. So I almost feel bad as if we're detracting from what the thing you're trying to say, just because we find the concept very funny.
Oh, I mean, it's not like
So
I
it's
have
super
a message.
fun.
It's It's I'm not really trying to get at anything. It's just a interesting. I thought it was just an interesting thought.
I like the most the idea of you're always kind of not seeing the whole. It's like Wilson from Home Improvement, where you're just like, I guess they're Siamese twins. I don't know. They're always just poking their head in it, so he's just a little like, oh hey, if you guys want any peanut butter? Yeah, I'm asking them. I'm asking them right now.
this works so well on Zoom?
We're getting there. I'm going to tell him. And that's always your interaction with him. You've never met his brother. There's something so funny to me about that.
This might not even be anything that's funny, but it just made me think like how long it's been since I've heard the term Siamese twin, because I feel like at some point we switched to conjoined twin, right? Like, is that a holdover the way that, you know, like calling rugs Oriental or...
I thought they were called Oriental twins, actually.
No, conjoined rugs. That's it. Yeah, I didn't think maybe you're supposed to call them conjoined twins.
I do think it's an old thing. I think they were like two people. Like the original ones were from Siam or something. Yeah, I think they were just literally like the very first case of it were these two people from Siam, and that's who they were.
Is that offensive to say Siamese twin now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably.
No, none of us know.
Yeah, none of it. All right, so I would say
I don't know enough Siamese twins to really. It's hard to. I mean,
my Siamese twin isn't here right now to weigh in on this.
maybe that's how the joke starts. Somebody says,
You guys talking about me?
No, we're talking about your brother. We're talking about your brother, Rob.
as a Siamese twin, I am offended by the term, and I wish my.
oh God, I was hoping you would turn around.
Same.
I had to do the math on how that would work. I was like, he needs to be.
That's funny. Okay, maybe that's all there is there. I have this one. A snake oil salesman buys their inventory from a snake oil wholesale distributor.
That's really funny. Yeah, who's really getting screwed over here? I feel bad. I feel bad for the snake oil salesman.
They're just trying to make their money back.
He's just a piece in he's a cog in the machine. It's not.
Yeah.
Again, I really don't know at the end of the day what you want or need, because some of these lines are just like I feel like they're yay or nays. Like, that's a funny line. Yeah. Keep it. Or like, I don't know what you're talking about. Throw it away. But I don't want it to be that. I'm always so desperate to be like, that's funny. Live in the snake oil salesman world for 5 or 6 lines.
Yeah.
But whatever you want.
I guess I just don't know what's funny about it. It's just like, I have a thought like that, and it's funny to me. But then it'd be interesting to just see if you guys think that it could go somewhere else that I haven't.
For sure.
For sure. Absolutely it can. So that's why, I'm happy to keep it open for just popping in all these other different little sayings and phrasings and stuff.
But maybe they don't.
That, something about the snake oil supply chain.
Yeah.
Maybe. And during
Trickle
coronavirus or something, the supply chain gets, I get the container for our snake oil comes from Thailand. And it's on a boat right now.
Yeah.
I like the idea too of like my snake skin is getting really dry, but I don't know what to buy without getting screwed over.
Oh, okay.
Something along those lines. I don't know how to fix the problem.
I do like the idea of because the snake oil salesman he's universally looked at as a bad guy, but I like the idea of you feel bad for the snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that enough is just a good enough flip right there. I feel bad for the snake oil salesman. Go after the snake oil wholesaler. That's the evil.
That's the real enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
The snake oil oligopoly they have going on.
And also, not to mention, snakes.
The real victims being squeezed.
Squeezed. I had a very dumb joke that was in a different direction. It was like people complain all the time about snake oil salesmen, but that's the only thing that makes my snake car go.
Snake
if you
oil
can think of a
prices
better
have
way to lubricate my snake engine.
Snake engine is a good euphemism for penis. That's my snake engine revving.
Does that mean that all things based around snakes are BS? Just a separate thought, but are the snake skin boots? Are they also are all snake products a negative or not a real thing?
Oh yeah. And does the snake oil salesman he sell? Maybe he's the one making the boots. Does he use all the parts of the snake?
Right. The way the natives did. It's a safe space, guys. We're allowed to put everything out.
Okay, let's see.
I'll answer your question, Rob. No.
All right. I'm going to show my penis.
Yeah.
What a callback.
From last time. We can't even use it because we weren't recording last time.
I think we should use it now. It'll make Rob look weird.
Yeah, not only did he pitch a really bad idea, but then he threatened to show his penis. Who is this guy?
Okay, let's see. So I have this too. I used to have a roommate who was a total narcissist, which was actually great because it always felt like I lived alone.
I like that. That's super cool.
I would like an example there for sure.
Oh yeah,
An example, because then the other line I have, I don't know if it's not really a punchline. It kind of feels like a tag, but sometimes it felt like I didn't even exist. Is what else? The other part that I had.
Yeah, that sort of just doubles down on the same thought. It doesn't really expand the idea further.
Yeah. So what's something that a roommate would do that normally would be like intrusive and like you'd wish that you were alone?
Hanging out with his girlfriend.
The only things I'm thinking of are like when you're talking to a narcissist and you try to tell them something and then they immediately transition into something about them instead.
I don't have the formulated thought, but I'm just going to throw it out there anyway. The
But it might be about fucking snake boots.
Based on the way you tell jokes, there might be something to my roommate is a narcissist and I am anxious. I'm so internally, I'm always worried about what I'm doing. So we both feel like we're living alone. Or you know, like you're stuck in your own head. He's a narcissist. So it actually kind of works out because it kind of feels like we're both just living alone. Something along those lines.
Or maybe he thinks that he is living by himself, so he pays all the rent.
Okay. yeah, that's good. He doesn't even notice that you're there, so all the things he does is just paying the rent.
That's
great.
pretty funny. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, he doesn't realize I'm there. He the downside is he subletted my room.
Yeah, he's really doesn't. He hasn't figured out that he's not using all these dishes.
He subletted my room to his ego.
Getting.
Because I'm trying to think the way you like. Yeah, you like to. I'm trying to go in the Anthony direction. That's what I think you would like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I do like it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what else to do with that.
It gets a little stuffy in here when it's inflated.
Did I run this one by you guys? I don't, because this is an idea I had for a long time and I don't know how to make it funny. I see the hourglass as half full, and I don't know if that makes me an optimist. But I'm running out of time to decide.
It's another fucking poem. I love it. It's so deep. I see the hourglass as half full, but I don't know if that makes me an optimist. But I'm running out of time to decide or figure it out.
Yeah, whichever.
What if you're like I see the hourglass as half full, and I'm not sure what is it. I'm not sure if that makes me an optimist.
Yeah.
But I'm running out of time to decide. Oh, never mind. I'm a pessimist.
Okay, this is obviously very funny, but an hourglass is always half full. Even if all the sand is at the top, it's half full. If all the sand's at the bottom, it's half full. In the middle of the time, it's half full. And I love this idea, which is why it's like making me sad that the reality of it doesn't really work.
Right.
The structure of the joke. Because I was thinking like, I see the hourglass as totally full. I mean, it's like half full. I mean, no, never mind.
That's really funny. The hourglass is never full.
The more pessimistic you get, just more the time goes by. But like logically, it doesn't really work.
Dude, I love the idea. The hourglass is always half full. That is so
I didn't even think about
true.
it like that.
That's so funny and true. It's always half full.
I was just thinking about full from like, one part is empty at one point. And yeah.
What if you... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I had a separate thought that you could say... Sorry about that. I had a separate thought that says... I think I might be an optimist, though, because I'm not... Yeah, I may be running out of time, but think how much sand I'm getting. All I can think about is just how much sand I keep on acquiring. Look, there's more sand.
Wait,
Nope.
can I,
All right.
am I allowed to pause for a second? Because my dog
course.
just puked. Sorry. All right, hold on a
Oh,
second.
yeah, sure.
Hey, you must really like that joke.
Did it puke when Rob got a Facebook message? Or is that the sound of the dog puking?
Do you guys know how to stop?
Oh, my dog's throwing up.
Why don't Pavlov?
Oh, Jesus, it's everywhere.
Why did I classically condition my dog to puke every time he heard a ping? This is the dumbest.
Pavlov's sick dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, sorry. That was
Hey. Is he okay?
yeah. I don't know. She just puked over in the corner. I don't know what happened, but she seems okay now. Okay.
Oh, so I was going to say, with the way that I had the gate joke before, which was I see the hourglass as half full. I'm not sure if that makes me an optimist, but I'm running out of time to decide. Oh, I think I'm a pessimist. You know what? I may just be looking at the top half.
Oh yeah, that would make it work logically too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that the
I look at the hourglass as half full. There's something there.
Maybe
Just looking at the top, and I'm an optimist if it's on the top.
yeah.
Unless it's on the bottom. I don't know. There's something there about just looking at one side.
I've been trying to figure out how to make that idea funny for a while, but then I don't know if I could even do these two jokes in the same set. But I had this idea, which was an optimistic werewolf always sees the moon as half full. So
It's so funny and stupid. I love it.
But if it's half full, then he doesn't transform, so he's just a guy.
yeah, well, but half of his face is a guy, maybe, and half of his. I was going to do it as like a one-panel comic and have like one half is a wolf face and the other is, I don't know.
No, he's like it's a guy who's just saying he's a werewolf. He's like, I'm a werewolf. I look at the moon is half full, so I never transform.
And also, I have a
You're a werewolf.
conjoined twin.
You sound more like an werewolf.
He's
Not
lying.
with the most
about
awareness.
I also like the idea of speaking of hourglasses. Just maybe I don't know if there's anything to do with other breakdowns of hourglasses. Like your hourglass isn't exactly an hour and it's been bothering you, or maybe you have to call an hourglass repairman. He just comes over with sand. I don't know. I was thinking about the whole idea of if you want to just do more shit about hourglasses, make it weird.
Yeah, prescription hourglasses.
I'm gonna give this one more crack.
An hourglass.
I'm an optimist, so I look at the top half of the hourglass as half full, but ask me in an hour.
I like that too.
Oh, something like that. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Huh.
All right, with the pause, which I didn't actually pause, I think you probably get one more thing, and then we'll call it.
Okay. Sometimes I think about going back to school, but just for the snow days. That's something.
That is nice. I like the snow day thing. Just for the snow days. I like that so much. I immediately just want to elaborate on that, but I guess by itself, does
that mean you just don't go to school, or you go to school and it's empty?
I just want to sign up and stay home, I guess.
I read it as more of like the feeling of a snow day is just so much better than any day off otherwise. Like nothing can really quite capture what that feels like when there was a snow day. That you're just like, I want to go back to school, but only so I can get that feeling of having a snow day. But you've omitted so much information that you're making the audience kind of get there themselves. But maybe give them a teeny bit more to get there. But I'm not. But I don't know. I like it. But that's why I want, if you open up with that, I would want to be like, what else? Like, yeah, I agree with you. Tell me more. And then you're already on to some hourglass joke.
Because time is running out. Yeah, I don't. But that's sort of the idea, is that it just feels better than if I just spent the day home for no reason. Right?
Yeah. Oh, much better. Yeah.
But I don't know where it would go. I don't know what else there is there.
Well, I like the idea of just exploring why that is. Why, you've had now 15 years of snow day, or whatever, and it hasn't even matched up to one thing or whatever. Yeah.
It just dawned on me. It sucks to be homeschooled because then you don't have snow days.
Oh, yeah.
Or only if you don't have a roof. Then school's canceled because it's snowing. You gotta.
When it's snowing, your parents are like, "Go outside and play."
Yeah.
If you're homeschooled, that's what snow day.
I like that. If we're just going yay or nay, I yay the snow day bit because I think that's fun.
Sometimes that's good enough because
it's definitely.
I don't know if these are jokes sometimes, like I'll say some of these and you go, yeah, that's a riddle. That's a poem. But then sometimes
I like riddles.
to me,
101 jokes and/or poems and riddles, maybe.
To me, they all feel the same, So it's good to just even to know if one comes off more like a joke and one comes off more like a riddle.
Yeah, I think it comes off as a joke, but I do want more.
Okay. Yeah. I'll think about it.
I always look for justification.
Yeah. Maybe I'll think about that more for next time and I'll see.
That'd be great. Because I know that you're more than capable of stringing these one-liners together to make it really cohesive and full. And it's really cool to watch because I'm like, oh, every line did move this narrative along to some degree, which is really always cool. So I'm always an advocate for that. So like I said, I don't want you to think that when you say a joke and then we say a tangentially related joke that we're saying, don't do that, do this instead. I'm like, no, do everything. Do both, do all of them. I want to hear 5, 6, 7 one-liners about this concept where I'm kind of, it's not a full thread. You're kind of providing me just dots. You're pointing a point, and it's up to me to draw a line of best fit, which I like. I like that process.
Well, I did have this other similar joke that was, I used to have a job with unlimited vacation days. I guess I sort of still have it. But again, I don't know if I could even do those two ideas in the same set because they're kind of the same joke.
I see.
So anyway, but maybe they could mash up like what you were saying.
The first one, I forget what the first one was. Oh, it was the optimistic werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't find any issue with that. I'd happily hear that. Those two optimism jokes put back to back.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So technically you are officially done. We'll call time there. And we have some time to post-mortem and see how we felt. I thought this was very funny and helpful as well.
Yeah.
Hated it.
You hated it?
Edit me. Just put a black over wherever corner I'm in. Put a black thing over that. Mute me. No, it was great.
Is this anything?